In today's video, we're going to be taste testing bakery items all throughout Scandinavia. So we're going to be starting in Norway, heading down to Sweden, and finally making our way in Denmark. And you guys, I can say it is going to be a delicious time. At the end of this video, we're going to share with you guys which country has the best bakery items. So of course they were all incredible, but one definitely did stand out based on our opinion and our experiences with the bakeries we went to. Was it the famous Norwegian cinnamon bun, or did the Swedish princess cake win out? And we definitely can't forget about the Danish bakery items with the delectable icing on top.
Ta-da!
So let's rewind back to our time in Norway. We've made it here to Lom and we have one thing on our mind. We're going to be trying the bakery here. It comes highly recommended, and actually looking at like the Norway travel website, they say that this is the best bakery here in Norway. That's quite the bold claim, so we're really excited to see what it has to offer.
We just walked in and it's like aromatic. Smells amazing. What color is yours?
Mine is with white stuff and yellow stuff.
The white stuff is coconut, shredded coconut. The yellow stuff looks like what? Maybe pudding?
Yeah, kind of like ice cream too.
Alright,
Kind of like ice cream. Okay, taste it. This one we've seen all over in the supermarkets. You can buy them like prepackaged. But everything here in this bakery is made fresh. It looks pretty airy. The consistency of the breads here is so nice. Dense, but yet still has those air pockets. It's the perfect consistency. Okay, you have another bite. There's like an icing underneath that coconut to help keep it on there. Should we have some cinnamon roll? This is braided like so nice. Still soft in the middle. You can see like it's crispy, but not like overly crispy. Honestly cooked to perfection here. There's that cinnamon all threaded throughout. It gives it that nice like crunch on the bottom with the sugar crystals. You can see the granulated sugar there on top. Oh yeah, that's really nice. This one doesn't have any glaze like the other one, and I actually preferred having some of the glaze on. If it did, it would be like amazing because it's already so good. Yeah, pistachio. And this one does have a glaze on it. Not a ton of flavor with it, honestly. It's really mellow. Has the icing, which is nice and sweet. The bread's the exact same consistency, really just nice. But I'm thinking maybe more into the middle. I taste more of the pistachio. Okay, this one. This one has like little sugar beads. And it's like a cinnamon roll on the outside. So Willa tried to pick this up and it just bent with it because it's very fluffy, huh? These are really popular. It has like a vanilla cream inside. Very easy to put the fork into it. Very, very light and fluffy. Wow. Better than I expected. Definitely has like a pudding flavor with it. The first bite that I had actually reminded me of like a zinger. If you know what that is, you're very American. It's like a Twinkie, but with a different frosting on the top. I really don't know if they make those anymore, but that was my first bite, and I think it's because there's like this little bit of frosting on the top. But other than that, it's not as sweet as a zinger or like a Twinkie, but it's good. That cream is very like fresh tasting, sweet, not too overpowering, and like a nice, cool, refreshing bite. So we're here at a highly recommended bakery south of Oslo. It's just so cute and quaint. Like everything's kind of as like a vintage style. There's an outdoor seatery that's covered with a pavilion, which is nice because it's a little rainy today. Their buns come highly recommended, and we also got some carrot cake, and then Tanner ordered a shrimp salad sandwich. This one here is a bun we've had now like our fair share here in Norway, and just feeling this one feels really nice in the middle. Like it's definitely like very soft. It's not like too crisp at all. Powdered sugar sprinkled on top, and it is just like the perfect consistency. It's so nice. Okay, real quick, a bite of that carrot cake. The frosting looks like there's like a little bit of lime in it, and then it was fun because there was passion fruit on top. We made the right choice with carrot cake. Cake is very moist, but I'm loving that frosting. Like it's a thick layer, it's tart. Actually pairs really nice with like this cinnamon carrot cake. Very good.
We've made it to this cute cafe here in Grebbestad. This is a very Western Swedish traditional bakery that we've read really great reviews about. We got here, they have like an all-you-can-eat breakfast and tons of options at the bakery. The breads looked amazing, the desserts looked amazing. The sandwiches looked amazing. We've ended up right now with just a sweet assortment of sweets, depending on how things go, and maybe even later today I might come back and get one of the savory sandwiches. And this is like a Belgian chocolate truffle on top with like an almond base. Whoa, so much chocolate. Honestly, that almond cookie on the bottom is very nice texture. That chocolate is just like so smooth. Better than I thought, honestly. Next, there was this like thin brownie bars that we had there. I should preface, they did say that it was a cookie and not like a brownie, but it does definitely look like a brownie. Either way, I really like the flavor. It's really good. It's not too strong of a chocolate flavor as well. A nice, good texture, consistency with it. Fun to have.
Can't eat all of it.
I won't. Can I have another piece? This is what we get nowadays, ladies and gentlemen.
The last one that I'm gonna be doing is this jam-filled one. I believe she said it was raspberry jam. I didn't get really any jam in that one, but it's more of like a crummy outside, and it's not as held together like the almond one. The jam is really nice inside. Honestly, this is something that I'm glad I tried. I probably wouldn't get this one again. An interesting crummy texture on the outside.
I did have a bite of this one, and I've got to say, to make this seems like kind of like an art, because it's very flaky on the outside, but when you eat it, it like sticks together, kind of like powdered sugar. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they use that in here. Okay, this one, she says, has like a vanilla cream of sorts inside. You can see it stuffed inside. And it looks like there's like maybe some black dots, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's like vanilla bean that's been used. Whoa, that's unlike any cream I've ever tried. It's almost like a marshmallowy cream, but better than a marshmallow filling, because I don't love marshmallow stuff. It's very light and airy in that fact. Really great. It's like sweet. It's not like too strong of vanilla. It's kind of like a really fluffy like nougat that we tried in France. That's kind of like the texture, like egg white, some honey, or like a sweetener with it. Thumbs up. You guys, I kid you not when we say this. That is hands down the best bakery we've been to in all of Scandinavia. The one in Norway, our latest one near Oslo, was very good. But this one topped it. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, this one just had more options, and they were all amazing. And so the one that we did have in Oslo was very expensive too. It's Oslo. But yeah, this one by far was selection and price.
So good. Yeah, we've actually been surprised. Gas in Norway wasn't nearly as expensive as we thought, like very comparable to German prices. Did you say sometimes even cheaper?
Yeah,
than Germany?
I haven't filled up, I guess, with diesel ever in Germany because we have a petrol car. But I was talking to a German at one of our campsites because I'm chatty Cathy sometimes, and I was talking to her about how the prices of like diesel and benzene are like very comparable to Germany, honestly.
Like, we expected everything to be like beyond expensive, and don't get us wrong, like we got a little taste of Oslo and that bakery was so expensive. But even some of the bakeries that we've been to in Norway, I was like, to spend $10 on like 3 things, you know, is maybe a little bit more expensive than Germany, but not like crazy.
Well, we ended up going back to the bakery because we wanted to get something else, primarily this. This is a shrimp sandwich. I asked them between the goat and bacon sandwich or the shrimp one, and she said, really hard decision. Poppy seed bread on top of this nice ciabatta roll. Really nice. There's onions, dill, and lettuce in there. And definitely shrimp. A remoulade sauce. Bread is just really soft. Nice texture, consistency. Oh, this is by far the best shrimp sandwich that I've had out here in Scandinavia. Surprise, we made it to another bakery here in Sweden, and we decided to get an assortment. There's like a Snickers one, a white chocolate, citrus lemon one.
And this is
not so much of a fan.
Chocolate.
This is chocolate with a little blueberry.
I like it.
No idea what's inside. This one I'm really excited for. It's like a brownie on the bottom with a I can't remember what kind of cream she said that was there. And we got one of these kolasnit, and we got chocolate the last time that we had this. I think this is more of the caramel side. So we're gonna give them a try. Ooh.
Whoa.
This morning when Tanner went to the bakery, he got like a bun that had rhubarb and granola on the top, and then there was also like a pudding in it, and it looked like in the bun on the bread part that it was cardamom, which is actually something that's used quite often here in Sweden. It's a very common spice, and from what I read is that it's believed that the Vikings brought cardamom here to Sweden. So it's fun to see it used within their food items. You see it a lot in the bakery, and it was like our first taste to it, which it was a good one. It wasn't like my favorite. I would prefer the cinnamon bun over it, but it was a fun one to try. This is fun. We went into the most famous bakery here in this little town before we headed out.
What kind of cake did you find, Willa?
I found the greenish.
Do you remember the name?
No, princess cake.
This is a very traditional Swedish cake. It has a layer of raspberry jam, sponge cake, whipped cream, and some pastry cream, and then the top has marzipan on the top. That's like the green layer, and it's called princess cake because the princess here in Sweden absolutely loved it, and so they named it kind of after her. The other thing I wanted to talk about was just this cardamom bun, which honestly, I think out of everything we're going to try, this probably will be one of our least favorite in the fact that it's like not stuffed. There's not a filling in it, but I did want to try it and like experience a cardamom bun here in Sweden. That pastry cream inside, all of those layers together is really nice. And the marzipan is not overly strong at all. It's really good. It just adds like a nice texture to it because everything else is so airy and fluffy and creamy. That just like gives it a little bite, a little texture. It's really good. There's powdered sugar on the top as well, huh? The cardamom is definitely the main flavor there. There's sugar granules on top, which helps like sweeten it up. This is so good.
We're gonna explore here down in Savory and look at the church, look at the downtown area, and just kind of get a little feel. This is fun because it reminds us of a time when we were back in Salt Lake with my brother and his family. We stopped at Trader Joe's and they got this type of Danish pastry there, which is a very simple sweet bread. It looks like very simple with some icing on top of it, and we really enjoyed it. So we saw it here and it reminded Risa of it. Really good though. Ta-da!
Oh my goodness!
Oh. We made ourselves a quick bakery stop because you know us, and we got ourselves a few different options. The one that Willa has already started on has 2 breaded pieces like on the sides, and I think that there's like some sort of sweet filling on some of the other ones, but this one just looks like bread. And then like a custard. Is it like vanilla custard in there? With some icing on top? Yeah. For this area, local to the region, she said that this sweet bread with like brown sugar and butter on top is like a specialty, and it looks great. Not that it's a surprise because of the ingredients, but monkey bread that we would make during camping, the exact same flavor because it's like butter and brown sugar. These next two I'm most excited for because they have fruit filling, which are some of my favorite ones. This is like a croissant type looking thing with raspberry on the inside. Not a whole lot of it, but it does look like some sort of raspberry thing with icing on top. Definitely different than I was thinking it would be. Not as strong of a raspberry flavor, but still nice. The icing is a little bit too strong for me, like a little bit too much of it. A really fun, flaky pastry. And then the final one here, this one looks incredible. Some sliced almonds inside of a pool of like raspberry filling with some icing on the outside, and again, a nice like crispy on the outside. Very flaky. I got a little bit of the jam, definitely a better filling, in my opinion, than this one. Yeah, a little more tart.
Gotta wipe off all the crumbs. So I've got to say, all of the ones that I've tried, except for this bread, are very croissant-like. Like they're very light, fluffy, and flaky, like Tanner mentioned. So a lot of butter in them, and it's fun to see the different flavors with it. I did enjoy the vanilla custard. I thought it was very nice. This one's very fun to try, quite heavy. That inside is just so nice, like the best consistency. It's like dense enough. It kind of reminds me actually of like a donut, like a really nice donut dough. That's it though, you guys. We've compared bakeries in Norway, Sweden, and Denmark, and I think for me it's easy to say that my favorite would be those in Sweden, but Denmark is a close second. They're all amazing. You can't go wrong. When I think of Norway, I'm like immediately think of all of the cinnamon buns. That's like kind of the specialty. We loved all of the buns in Sweden too, but man, when you threw in the chocolates and like the confectionery type stuff, like it is just was so divine and so delicious. Here in Denmark, it's really fun to see a mixture of all. Yeah. Each country has like their own specialties, and it's just been a blast trying them. We literally love the bakery scenes, clearly, and I have no idea what we're gonna do when our time to leave Europe comes because we are gonna miss them so much. Thanks so much for being here, you guys. It's been so fun for us to share with you guys our experience trying these bakery items throughout these 3 countries. They are beautiful countries, and the food is just as beautiful too. You can tell that they really know what they're doing, and it's just so fun to see the differences. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that like button, the subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next video.